How you doing today? I want to hit off on the topic of fish location. A lot of us get upset because we miss fish, because we don't catch them. That's not the problem. The problem is locating the fish. If you know where the fish is at, it doesn't matter if you miss them. You go back and get them. You're going to get them. You know, TV's put on this big old image of they catch all these fishes and da 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 da. But I'm here to tell you guys, they know the location of the fish. When you're out there fishing and you get a bite, I want you to do something that's going to really be vital to your fishing. I want you to pay attention to the spot or the area where you cast at that time, at that day or that time of year or season or whatever. And pay attention to where you're getting your bites at. Fishing, casting accuracy is very vital. If a fish is located 2 feet over and you cast 1 feet from where the fish location is at, you just defeated your bite. You just missed out 70% chance of getting a bite. Just that simple. Because the location of where you got the bites at was over there and you threw over here. So when you're fishing, know the fish location. Pay attention to where you're throwing at. Pay attention to the spots. Find more than one spot where you get a bite at and pay attention. And then the next time when you go out in the water, hit from the first spot to the second spot to the third spot till you build up a numerous amount of spots that you can go to. That the fish ain't biting here. Okay, all right, that didn't work. I can go to this spot. That didn't work. I can go to this spot. Because that's what the professionals do. They have 4 or 5 or 10 spots in the water. They have 2 or 3 shallow spots, 2 or 3 deep water structure spots. All right, today, let's say it's overcast. We thinking it's warm. The fish going to be shallow. So they relate to some of the shallow structure that they think was good spots. They fish them. Don't get no bite. Okay, well, shallow bites not on. Let's do deep structure fishing. So they're going to go to some deep structure. And they're going to have 2 or 3 spots in deep water that they're going to try. Different lures or different spots until they eventually get a bite. So as you being a productive fisherman, you got to memorize. You got to remember the spots that you fished at that you got a bite. You got to remember where it was at and what you was doing when you got a bite in that spot. And also, don't be afraid to open up and try new things in that same spot. Let's just say if you was throwing a jig, throw a swim bait in that spot. You might catch a bigger bass with a swim bait than you did with a jig. Or you might catch a bigger bass with a jig than you did with a swim bait. Or with a plastic worm. And then try a spinner bait. Once you know a spot where fish located at, try different things in that spot to see what other stuff work besides just the stuff that you do. And then you can do that to all the other spots that you know about too. So casting location, accuracy, and the spot where you're fishing is very, very important. It's more important than the bait. It's more important than how you fish and everything. Location, fish location is very, very important. Because you don't want to be in a spot trying all these different tricks and lures and all this other kind of stuff, and the fish aren't located there at that time, at that moment. That's not even a good spot, but you're doing all this and then you get discouraged. So go out there in the water, find you a good 3 or 4 spots that you know where the fish are biting at, and then on the following day or the following week, hit each spot at different times with different lures. Just experiment is the whole thing I'm trying to say. But know that you're fishing in a spot that has fish or has the potential to carry fish before you waste your time and get discouraged. Then when you go out there, you just hit spot number 1, spot number 2, spot number 3. If you go out there, you got 8 different spots that you have bites from. Do you know the percentage of chances you have on catching a fish? A higher percentage than somebody who just fishes in one spot. They only know one spot where the fish at. So if they go there and it don't work that day, guess what? They go home with no fish. But you, on the other hand, you got 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. So fish location. Gather you up information. Get your stuff together and figure out what spots are good and build up plenty of spots that you can go to so that if things don't work out, you got other options. That's it. Fish location. Fish location is very important. So remember, have plenty of locations that you know where the fish are at that you can go to when another spot's not working. Shallow and deep. Understand that? Shallow and deep. So that way, if they ain't biting on shallow, you go to deep structure. Deep structure is 15 to 20 feet of water, brush piles, rock piles, bridge piles, pylons with current, maybe with some debris, with some branches there. You can get a jig and take a jig and roll it across the bottom. And you feel a little thump. You feel it hit something, you pull a little bit. You feel it fall down in the hole. You feel it. It might be a log or a brush pile. Okay, all right. Take that jig, roll it up, put that aside. Try to throw a worm in there. Roll that up. Throw a swim bait over it. You know, crank a swim bait or a crankbait right over it. See if you can get a bite doing it that way. Fish that same piece of structure 3 or 4 different ways, and then move to your next spot that you know about. And I guarantee you, you'll be like me. You'll bring at least one fish home or have at least 1 or 2 bites a day. You ain't gonna be coming home empty hand like that no more. So I wish y'all the best luck. Just remember, fish location.